Hey guys, Maxim here. I thought I'll do one live today because why the heck not? And um, I was kind of bored to doing it offline, so we'll see if I get any feedback from you guys. So on all those videos which I've talked about, like usually I had some kind of I don't know download, do you call it, where I'm reading something or watching something, or reading about something, and I'm just like, oh, now I get it. And often enough, it would be a pattern which I haven't seen before, which has been shown to me, but I just choose to not understand what it is. So the pattern for the last 2 days was, as I call it, the next one will be better. And I was making fun of my partner about this in a previous relationship where she would say things like, "Hey, I know that any relationship I had, the next one will be better," and I was like, "Ha ha ha, that's like lame." But what I realized today and like in the last 2 days, I had my like laptop and my phone taken from me. Like no one stole them or anything like that. It's just they broke at the same time together. So karma is a bitch. So they broke together at the same time, so I couldn't record any videos, I couldn't really do any work, which was kind of frustrating. And at the same time, there was this piece of excitement which I've noticed. The piece of excitement for, hey, I'm gonna get a new laptop. This is cool, because my next laptop will be better than this one. I have made a mistake with this one. I got too big of a screen. It's kind of too heavy, and I got the configuration which is too fast. I don't actually need anything like this. I just need something which is very light and things like this. So those things start going through my head instantly as soon as I realize that there is a possibility that I might need to say goodbye to this one because it just dies. Like they said, the motherboard might die, so we might need to replace the whole thing. And I've noticed this thing, and what I realized like later is that this pattern was not just right here, right now with these things. It was way bigger in my life with a lot of things that I did, like when I went to Australia, when I moved out of Russia. It was the next country of my next home will be better, and when I changed jobs every year, that was my pattern. The next job will be better than the previous one, and I keep moving, and the my salary keep raising. So technically, it was better in financial terms, but I wasn't getting any satisfaction from jobs. So they were kind of all the same. They weren't getting better, and kind of the same thing happened with my move to Australia. It wasn't actually better. It was different, and the slight difference in language is what makes a huge difference. Like for my understanding now, that it's not necessarily linear progression. You're not gonna go like, hey, everything I do is just gonna keep getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better just by magic because I'm doing it over and over again. No, you actually need to stop and recognize. And like I remember in my work when I was working with one style of like with one computer language, it was stuck in that space, and I can't keep working on it. I'm gonna get better, but the increments are very very small. While when I started exploring further, I had a sudden very big dip, so I went very very much down, like dropped, and my productivity pretty much plummeted. I couldn't do any work, and it was frustrating. But then soon after that, skyrocketed. And it wasn't of the new job because I worked on myself, because I actually worked on the crafts which I was doing, which was software development at the time. So I think it's the same with like everything pretty much. So like for example, the laptop I'm using now, it's back in its shape, and I just needed to do some cleanup on it and stuff. And I've realized like how good of an investment I've made at the time when I purchased it, because I've like went and checked how much would it cost me to buy the same thing now, and like realization of my financial situation like 4 years ago, and now help me to see the perspective that, oh shit, I have invested like a lot of money into this machine, and it's actually a really good machine. I just needed to like actually work on it and put some software on it so that it doesn't overheat, and keep an eye on it. That's it. Like, it doesn't require much work. Same with your relationship. It doesn't it doesn't just gonna, hey, I'm just gonna leave and my next boyfriend is gonna be better. He's not gonna be better. Your next girlfriend is not gonna be better. Just because it's an ex girlfriend or boyfriend, they don't become automatically better. When you sit down and do work on yourself, this is when your next relationship is gonna be better. And whatever the next thing you're doing. So that was my theme for today. Let's call it. And I'd like that some people who I know watching. Hey guys, it's great to see you on the live stream. Yeah, so the next one is next one. It might be different. Sometimes it's actually worse. I find with jobs that I was changing. Often enough, the next job suddenly is worse. So like, when you go to a new job, it becomes worse for a moment. Then you realize how much better your previous job was. That was my last job. After that, I stopped working for people, and I made my own business instead because I couldn't handle the downfall anymore. And it could be the same with the relationship. It can be very, very bad. You think so, but that's indication for you. That it's trying to tell you that this is the time to stop searching for a partnership and work on yourself before you just find the next boyfriend or the next girlfriend or the next whatever. Do the work first, and then it's gonna be better, for sure. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Maxim out. Hey, so I was like just mounting that, editing the video that I just did, and something else came up when I was looking at myself talking about it and doing some journaling at the same time. The reason why I was searching for something new is very simple. Like, at least from my understanding now, it's our lack of desire to face the problems. And the reason why we don't face the problems in something new, it's because it's new and we have this first, when you start a new job or you buy some new thing, you have this couple of months, days, depending on how often you do that, when you have this heat of like, oh my god, this thing is so awesome, I love this new iPhone, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, and you like very careful with it. It's like, and the more expensive it is, like usually cars, they might last for months, for like a year even, where every day you would use the polish on your car, you would be very careful in washing it almost every week, and then this goes away, and the car that you had starts having problems. It needs servers, it needs parts to be replaced, things break down, and things happen because it gets rusty over time and things like this. So with everything, technical things, relationship things, jobs, it's the same exact thing. A job, like, I would start facing problems, I would start having conflicts at work, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is not good, I don't want to do this anymore, I'll go find some other place. And conflicts including things like, hey, I think I should be earning more, but I can just go and get something better on the market instead of talking to my existing employer and explaining the situation to him. I would just go and find something better, which is the definition of avoidance. It's avoiding to face the actual problems, to have conversations with people when it's about human relationships, being able to sit down and say, hey, I think I would like a raise because I've been working for that many, years, months for you, and look at the results that I delivered. I think I deserve a better rate. And yeah, then you might not be given it. But avoiding that conversation, like, which I did, I totally did. I just like jump to the next job, jump to the next job, jump to the next job. I changed like 10 jobs in 10 years. So um, yeah, so avoiding that is an interesting thing. And the problem with the human relationship as like, and when it applies to technical, it's relatively easy. You just buy a new phone and you throw away the old one, or you give it to your relatives, which is what I do. But it's slightly more complicated with the relationship, especially with like romantic relationships which are very close, because when we move from one partner to another, we are leaving the burned ground behind when we're not actually facing the issues, because those unresolved issues are left to our partners to resolve. And that fucking scares me, because I've seen women who has been severely damaged by breakups, and to the extent where they just afraid, they like afraid to open up because of their last partner left them, or um, maybe he abused them emotionally, physically, and then instead of actually working on that, just run away. That makes me scary, because I feel that that level of responsibility for someone else is very um, is a lot, and it almost makes me feel like I don't want to be in a relationship anymore ever, because um, of that fear that what if I hurt someone so much that they'll be damaged to the extent where they cannot recover. Yeah. So that's kind of like something I've been pondering after like after I looked at the video. I'm like, there's something more to it, and it starts going there. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think, because for me right now it feels that um, there are the, as they call them, toxic relationships, right? And there you supposedly live without resolving the issues because they are toxic to you personally. Uh, but at the same time, I recognize now that the issues which came up in like every relationship I had ever, including like friends and stuff, are actually issues. They're actually my issues, not the other person's issues. And the thing I'm running away from is not to resolve the issues in the relationship. I'm running away from working on my own issues, which is basically, hey, I want to stay the way I am because I'm so amazing. You probably heard this phrase from some people. They like, I was so amazing and she was a bitch. Or the other way around. You hear, oh, I was so amazing and he was such an asshole. You hear this over and over again. And we're not that amazing, I think. I think that's it for today.